Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. And welcome to Friday's edition of the dceu Daily. You have been told lies, lies and more lies about the Flash movie, about Walter Hamada's multiverse strategy that's been in the planning since 2018. You have been told Walter Hamada has no plan. Walter Hamada has always had a plan. And I tell you what, this Batgirl movie is really going to set everything up after Flashpoint. Now, considering that the Batgirl movie seems to be kind of situated around Christmas of 2022, it looks like this film is the next film after the Flash movie, probably just before Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, or maybe just after. I'm not quite sure. But it looks like the events of Flashpoint, the consequences of Flashpoint for this DCEU reboot are all going to be kind of, you're going to see the new structure of the DC extended universe after the Flash. And basically, I can confidently tell you that this thing where the Snyderverse is going to be deleted, this rumour that everyone keeps on talking about, you know, these bloggers and all these people who keep on telling you that, right? It's not. It's proof. I've got proof for you here that the Snyderverse is going to remain canon after the Flash movie. And here it is, right? Listen to this. By the way, you should be following Batgirl film news. You should be following Black Adam film news and all this different film news from these same people. They're really, really good. If you follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad, I have been retweeting them a lot. But listen to this. A Batman v Superman reference on the set of Batgirl. The Gotham Tattler makes reference to Lex Luthor and the Capitol building bombing. Now, let's look at this picture. Let me try and show it to you as well. It's pretty cool, and I really want to do a close-up of this and really examine this. You probably can't see it properly on this tablet, but brilliant. It's the tablet I'm using to do the video. I was showing you a mobile, so let's read this. Gotham Tattler. Witness testimonies from the Capitol building bombing. Exclusive interview. This magazine has apparently, in the fictional world of the DC Extended Universe, interviewed Lex Luthor, aka Jesse Eisenberg. Now, this literally means that Eisenberg is probably going to continue as Lex Luthor. Don't forget, because we're going multiverse, they can also use other Lex Luthors, which is fun as well. So it looks like that Jesse isn't going to be replaced. Now, Jesse has gone on record and said many times that he wants to continue playing Lex Luthor, and he's happy to change the way he plays Lex for the fans who didn't like the way he played him. So Jesse's a great guy, one of the great actors of this generation as well. Very lucky to have him as Lex. Not the Lex that I would have chosen, but in BVS, I really enjoyed Jesse's performance. So anyway, exclusive interview. Billionaire villain Lex Luthor hires new lawyer to appeal sentence. Now, this is interesting, considering that in the Snyder Cut and even in Justice League, he escapes. Was he recaught after he's escaped? It's interesting. Or is he in a secret location after he escaped? It sounds like maybe that's still canon, hopefully. And he's talking to someone somewhere, and he's given an exclusive interview. So let's look at this a little bit deeper. We get his story from inside Arkham Asylum. So this is interesting. He is not escaped. He's back at Arkham Asylum. So is that escape, you know, at the end of the Snyder Cut and Justice League no longer canon? Or did they recapture him? I think what they're going to do is say that, because what they're saying here is that Lex Luthor did the Capitol bombing, that Batman vs Superman is still canon, but he's still in Arkham Asylum, which is interesting. So after Flashpoint, and I think this is interesting, it means the reboot isn't deleting things totally, it's taking certain elements out. So the element of Lex Luthor escaping at the end of Justice League isn't there anymore. He's still in Arkham Asylum, but this is still Jesse's Lex Luthor. This is still the Lex Luthor from BVS. And this is very exciting. This proves that the Snyderverse is still canon. Extraordinary, now this is other headlines they've got on this magazine. Extraordinary genius of psychotic maniac. And on his time as CEO of LexCorp Industries. So this is a proper interview with Lex Luthor. You know, now does this mean that this actual version of Lex Luthor, Jesse Eisenberg, actually cameos in the Batgirl movie? Probably unlikely. But what this actually proves is that Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor is still canon. The events of BVS after Flashpoint are still canon. All they're actually deleting from all of this, it seems, is the escape from Arkham Asylum at the end of Justice League, which I can absolutely kind of live with. They're cutting that element out of him escaping and building some kind of Injustice League or whatever they were planning with that, which I can live with. That this is evidence, everyone, that the Snyderverse is still canon. As I say, you have been sold lie after lie after lie. The Snyderverse is still canon. I can't give you any bolder evidence than someone taking a picture from the set. Now, I know you can't see this properly, but there it is. In the Batgirl movie, Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor is being interviewed at Arkham Asylum. He's canon, right? And we've even got the Capitol building bombings reference from BVS. What more evidence do you need that the Snyderverse is not being deleted? I don't want to hear this ever again, right? When you've got something from the set of a movie just after the Flash movie telling you, a magazine, the Gotham Tatler, talking about the Capitol building bombings from from BVS in the Snyderverse. That's evidence that he's literally canon, that BVS is still canon. Yesterday, I saw a video from Ping Pong Flicks, Chris Wands-Fenson. As some of you may know, I really like Chris and I think he does a great job, and he's one of my inspirations, one of many YouTubers. It inspired me to do this channel. And I was very disappointed with Chris's video yesterday or the day before. He was still talking about leaks. He was talking about Grace Randolph and talking about how other leakers and scoopers have confirmed these leaks and scoops. And it's all lies. It's all lies because it's here. This magazine front headline page, the Gotham Tatler from the Batgirl movie that seems to be creating a Gotham City of the DCEU, which is really, really exciting. But that's not the end of it. We have we've seen other kind of leaked stuff from this movie. We've seen pictures by Vicky Vale because she was a photographer in Batman 89, played by Kim Basinger. So they're doing a lot of exciting things. So Michael Keaton's Batman will be kind of the new Batman of the DCEU after Flashpoint, not because Michael Keaton arriving got rid of Ben Affleck, because Ben Affleck didn't want to do it anymore. I think we've been through that. So this is really exciting. There seems to be a very exciting connective tissue, and there seems to be a new universe being built in Earth 1 of the DCEU. And you could have other characters from the multiverse like Keaton's Batman being canon in the DCEU after Flashpoint. Very, very exciting, isn't it? So let's reaffirm what we're talking about here. So for the past few weeks, about a 2 or 3 weeks, we have been told that Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck will no longer be canon in the DCEU after Flashpoint. Now we know Ben Affleck probably will vanish or disappear. Probably won't be killed off. We know that now. Pretty obvious with Michael Keaton coming in. We don't know what they're going to do with Henry Cavill's Superman. That's something that I can't say is a lie, true, false or fiction. We'll have to wait what happens with Superman. And if there will be a Superman in the DC Extended Universe, they need to do like what they did with Keaton and Affleck. They need another Superman. I think Brandon Routh would be perfect. And I think that's possibly what they're going to do if Cavill doesn't come back. It's very, very interesting. Another disappointing element of Ping Pong Flicks yesterday or the day before was that he was talking about Henry Cavill wanting too much money. That is not the reason that there have been issues with Henry Cavill returning to the DCEU. Cavill's issues are creative, not financial. We know that. We know he wants a direct sequel to Man of Steel 2. That's what he's always wanted. He is in deep negotiations with the studio right now. We will see how that works out. But Henry's gripe has never been about money. But let's be clear about the money. Henry Cavill should have always been been getting paid as much as Ben Affleck. I don't care if he's Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck isn't Marlon Brando, is he? You know, and even in BVS, it kind of bothered me that Ben Affleck got, you know, first billing over Henry Cavill in BVS. Why is that? I mean, Henry Cavill's Superman. He's doing so well in Hollywood now. He's had less problems with his projects as well. I mean, in mainstream industry than Ben Affleck as well. You could argue that he's a little bit more successful than Ben Affleck as well. But anyway, so it's not about money, that's for sure. But what this Gotham Tattler magazine front page does from the Batgirl movie, it basically blows out of the water the lies that the Snyderverse will be deleted in the DC Extended Universe. In fact, this magazine cover confirms that the Snyderverse will remain canon. This has been the DCEU Daily. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss this perfection. And I'll see you again tomorrow with even more DCEU Daily. Until then, goodbye, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen.